Once upon a time, a lama who was working in a faraway monastery in a village, wrote a letter to the chief monk of the monastery. In the letter, he wrote, "Please send one more lama, we need him here." The chief monk called all his disciples and read that letter in front of them. Then he said, "I would like to send 5 of you." One lama asked, "But why 5 when he asked only for 1?" The chief replied, "You will know later, if I send 5 lamas, it is not certain that even one will reach the monastery. Because the way is long and distractions are hundreds." Disciples laughed, as they thought it was stupid to send 5 monks when they asked for 1. But the chief insisted and selected 5 monks and sent them. The next morning, their journey started. When they were passing by a village, a messenger came running to them and said, "Our priest has died and we need a priest. A good salary and accommodation will be given by us." The village looked quite rich and prosperous. So, one of them said, "I would like to stay here because that is Buddha's work. You 4 will be enough as only 1 is needed in the monastery." So, one monk dropped. The next day, as they were passing by the outskirts of the kingdom, the king, who was passing by them on the horse, looked at them and stopped. One young monk looked healthy and radiant. He said to him, "Wait, I am looking for a young man for my daughter to get married to. I have been looking for a groom and you seem to be exactly right. Are you ready to marry my daughter? I have only 1 daughter and after marriage, my whole kingdom will be yours." Young monk found this opportunity as good to settle and agreed to the king's request. He said goodbye to his friends and left with the king. Now, 3 monks who were left became aware that the chief was right. The way is long and distractions are in the hundreds. 3 decided that they will be careful and not be distracted by any such distractions. However, from deep down they were jealous of the 2 monks who left them. The 3rd night, they lost their way. At night, they could see only 1 light lamp. They went in that direction and somehow reached there. When they knocked on the door, a young girl came out. She greeted and welcomed them and said, "You are sent by God because I was alone, and waiting for my mother and father to return. But they are not back. I was afraid to be alone. Please, stay with me until my parents return." The next morning they had to leave, but one of them had fallen in love with that young girl and said, "Her parents haven't returned yet. I can't go until her parents are back." The other 2 tried hard to convince him, but he refused to listen. 2 monks who were left, carried on with their journey. The next morning, when they were passing by a village, they got surrounded by a crowd, because the village was atheistic and did not believe in the Buddha. They challenged them to prove what Buddha says is true. One of the great scholars from the village arrived and challenged them with his knowledge. One of them accepted the challenge. Another one asked, "What are you doing? Who knows how long it will take? We have to reach the monastery." The monk replied, "Even if my whole life is wasted, I will stay here and take the challenge. I am a devotee of the Buddha and this man has challenged his philosophies. I will convince this village, you can go." In fact, only 1 is needed. It was not just a challenge to Buddha, but it was a challenge to the monk's ego. So, he stayed there. And in the end, only 1 monk was able to reach his destination. If we see in our lives, we will find that many people set goals for themselves and then they try to move toward their goals, but only a few of them are able to achieve their goals. Because most people get deviated from their way due to the distractions that come in their way. Therefore, if you want to be successful in your life and want to achieve your goal, never get distracted by the distractions coming in your way. Only then will you be able to achieve your goal. This is Story from Gift of Life. Thank you for watching and keep smiling.